Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS Academy. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 10th September 2024. So here in this class, we are going to discuss around 11 topics which are very relevant from our examination point of view. So let's get started with our discussion. So let us see the first article. See the title, GOM to decide on tax on health and life cover soon. So this article is talking about GST. So what is this GST? Goods and service tax. So actually this article is talking about imposition of GST on health insurance. So GST is done for you guys, right? Okay, so from which subject we can see this? From GS paper 3, economy. Only economy. So here we will be having different types of tax slabs in GST. So can you tell me examples of tax slabs? Yeah, 0%, 5%, 10%, 18% and 28%. Okay, so as of now, on this health insurance, there is 18% of GST imposition. So what happens whenever there is 18% of slab on this health insurance? So this health insurance will become costly, right? So when it is becoming costly, so it is having impact on society. Okay, so can we also see this from GS paper 1 and 2, society and social issues? Yes, right? Okay, so whenever this health insurance is becoming costly, then what is the impact on society? Whether it is positively impacting or negatively impacting? Negatively. That means, so people, they will be having less coverage of this insurance, and even it becomes less affordable for people. So whenever people are not getting this health insurance, so what will be the further impact on that family? Yes, there will be increasing of economic burden. As you all know that out of pocket expenditure is very high in India. If the people are not getting this health insurance, what happen? There will be increasing of burden, and further that will be lead to the debt trap. Yes or no? So one of the important reason behind this debt trap in India is there is increasing of health burden on that family. Clear? Okay, so this is a story that you have to know before reading this article. So what is this article is saying that now GST Council is going to review this 18% of tax of GST on this health and life insurance premiums. So actually now here group of ministers, they went for a meeting and they gave a deadline of 50 days to decide to decrease this 18% GST slab on this health insurance or to keep it under 0%. Okay, so whenever we are keeping it under 0%, what will be the advantages? Yes, more affordable. There will be increasing of people who are coming under this net of health insurance, and even we can positively impact that family. So that money can be used in other, that money can be used for either increasing of nutrition or education, etc. That will lead to overall development of our country. So if any country wants to become a developed, or if it wants to get the status of developed, it needs to focus on two important things. First one is health and second one is education, right? Clear? Okay, so this is the thing here. Actually, what are the key points you have to get? Here the first one is they are reviewing the tax mandate. Even when Sarvan sir explained about this GST, he also said that there are some considerations regarding this GST, and the meeting will be going on soon, right? So this is one of that relevant current affairs that you can add in your GST chapter in your economy notes. Okay, now here they gave 50 days of review period by group of ministers. It highlights about the urgency, because whenever people are not getting this insurance, obviously it is having impact on them. And even they are focusing on addressing the demand of people for lower income tax on this insurance, because it can increase consumer affordability and even it will be having impact on our market dynamics. And next one here is there are also discussions which are going on regarding either reducing or eliminating this 18% of levy on this insurance, so that here especially they are focusing on adapting of new tax policies, so that here they can support citizens health and as well as they can ensure financial security of the citizens of India. Okay, so this is a thing that you have to see. And even one more thing here is, yeah, so they want to increase tax on car seat covers. So what it means, so on one side they are talking that we have to reduce tax for this insurance, on another side they are saying that we have to increase tax on car seat covers. So what it implies, so who will use cars? So cars are daily use items or luxurious items? Luxurious items, right? So if they are increasing this tax based on this car, so who will be getting impacted? Only the rich people who are affordable. That means it is a progressive step or regressive step. Okay, so here you have to see that how they are going to standardize this tax revenue, because tax revenue is also very important. So whenever they are increasing on one side and decreasing on one side, so it will imply that they want to maintain the proper revenue that with that government is getting from GST. So this is the thing that it implies. Okay, and even they are also focusing on even research. So on this research, whenever there is increasing of GST, what happens, whether it is whether it will encourage research or whether it is discouraging the research? Yes, so because of this, now government is focusing on decreasing of GST, or they are thinking that can we exempt this research and development under GST. So whenever there is exemption, what happens? So we can foster research and innovation, and we can also align with our national priorities of development and growth. Okay, and even regarding real estate taxation, so they are focusing on land cost assessments. Okay, so we don't know like how they are going to see whether they are going to increase or decrease regarding real estate, but they are focusing on three important things. The first one is exemption or decreasing of tax on health insurance. Next one here is increasing of tax for this car seats, and third one is they want to exempt this research under GST. So these three things that you have to remember. And if you see earlier, so we came up with this GST in year 2017. So before that, even this health insurance are also taxed. So earlier there was just 15 percentage of service tax which had imposed. Okay. So but after once we came up with this GST, so we are imposing 18 percentage of tax. So because of this, what happened here is there is increasing of inflation even in medical sector. So now what is the inflation rate in the medical sector? It is 14 percentage. So to decrease this medical inflation, we are focusing on decreasing of this tax slabs of GST. So this is the thing that you have to remember. And see this interesting painting. What is this painting? So if you're seeing this kind of images in newspaper, that is particularly very important from your prelims. So here you can see what are the shapes: circle, triangle, square. So these are the geometrical what is that shapes that they are used in this type of paintings. So it is an example of Varley paintings. Okay, so in your art and culture you will be reading this chapter called as paintings. So when this painting started in our country, tradition of this painting, when it started, Harappan, not before that. So before Harappan civilization, we have Stone Age, right? So in this Stone Age itself, people started painting in caves. So one important painting that you have to know is Bhimbetka painting. So in that Bhimbetka painting also, we will be having this kind of images where they show what they painted. Yes, how to hunt and what are the general activities they used to do in that time. So they used to paint them. So because of that paintings only, we now came to know that what are the activities they did. So if there were no painting, means there was no understanding of what was the social life of that people. So right here you have to know about when this painting tradition started, okay, especially in the Stone Age, and you have to see the themes of painting. And especially in these paintings, you have to focus on folk paintings. So here in this folk paintings, you have to see the name of that painting and state of our country where it is seen, and you have to see what is the theme. Okay, so this is very important, and you can get only mains based question and as well as even prelims based question. So from this chart you can get prelims based question, and from mains you will be getting like what is a social culture. So by studying this paintings, what you can infer from that, or else how this painting tradition had been evolved in our country. So there you have to write about Stone Age, IVC, Mauryan, Post-Mauryan, Guptas, and later on medieval period. In medieval you have to know about Delhi Sultanates and the Mughals, and later on after Britishers came into India, how our paintings had been changed. So everything will be interlinked. So in that way, if you are preparing for that, you can write your mains answers. So whenever you start with your mains answer writing, especially you're writing now, but now you're writing about current affairs, right? So when you start your GS answer writing, then you will be knowing like how the questions will be asked and how you have to prepare according to the UPSC point of view. I'll make you learn that. Okay, so as of now, you have to know about this Varli paintings. So Varli, it is a style of tribal art. That tribal art means nothing but tribal people who are living in this North Sahyadri range in Maharashtra. They started a tradition of this Varli painting. So this painting traced back to 10th century AD and was first discovered and appreciated in year 1970. So it had been started in 10th century, but we came to know about this painting in year 1970, and from that time onwards, we started appreciating that kind of painting. And this is traditionally practiced by women who are belonging to this Warli type. And what is the theme? So they will be painting like daily life routine, especially in the rural areas. And there is a relationship. By this paintings, we can understand that these people are related. They have been very strongly connected with nature, gods, myth, tradition, customs, and festivities, etc. And they'll use some basic geometric shapes like circle, triangle, and square to represent them. So here actually whenever they are using this painting, so they will be painting on rectangular square shape box. So that square shape is called as chauk or chaukar. And normally in this type of paintings we have Dev Chauk and Langna Chauk. So Dev Chauk means it is showing their gods and their religious motif. So here you can see these are the kinds of this Varli paintings. So this is very famous painting there. Here one guy, he is using musical instrument, and around this musical instrument who is playing, so the people, they will be joining their hands and they will be dancing around this person. So this is one of the famous painting of this Varli. Okay, clear? And see this article. Bangladesh to Sheikh Hasina's extradition from India. So what is the keyword here? Keyword is extradition. So do you know the meaning of extradition? Do you know the meaning of extradition? Okay, so why Bangladesh is asking extradition of Sheikh Hasina to India? So Bangladesh is asking about extradition of Sheikh Hasina. Why? So what is the meaning of extradition? So why? So for example, why this Sheikh Hasina is in India? So you know about this political turmoil, what happened in Bangladesh. So because of protest, everything, here Sheikh Hasina left this Bangladesh and she fled to India. And after coming to India, she tried for asylum for different countries, even West Asian countries, but she didn't get asylum. And now she is staying in India itself. And Indian government is protecting her. But now here Bangladesh tribunal is asking to send back Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh. So what is the meaning of extradition? Sending back. Okay, so why Bangladesh is asking Sheikh Hasina to send back? Okay, she has lot of cases regarding what? Yes, violence that erupted in Bangladesh, and killings, mass killings of students, firing by the police. So because of this, Sheikh Hasina is the most wanted criminal now. So because of this, Bangladesh government or Bangladesh is now asking to send her back. So why we need to send? Is there any obligation for India to send? What is that? Hmm? Yes, very good. So what is the name of that treaty? Extradition treaty. So the name is extradition, but this treaty is extradition treaty, and we signed this treaty between Bangladesh and India in year 2013. So what is this extradition treaty is? For example, if there are criminals who are residing, who are leaving their country and residing in another country, so they will be asking permission of the other country government and they will be asking to send them back. Okay. So here when this extradition can be done, so can we do in all cases? Come on, online students, YouTube students, can we do it in all cases? So if they are doing crime in country 1 and if they are leaving that country and entering into the country 2, in these both countries they have to see that the offense they did is crime. Okay, when we are accepting that it is crime in those both countries, then only we will be going with this extradition. So if Bangladesh asking Sheikh Hasina to send back, so will India sending back? Then why? What are the exemptions? Even in this extradition treaty also there are some exemptions, so under which India is not ready to send Sheikh Hasina to Bangladesh. But here you have to know about what is this treaty is about. You can get mains question from this extradition treaty. Clear? Okay, what is this article? Bangladesh War Crimes Tribunal plans to seek the extradition of former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina from India because she had been accused of massacres and even finally she resigned to that PM post and she fled to India because of this. Now here Bangladesh War Crimes Tribunal is asking India to send her back to Bangladesh. So what are the things that you can get from this article? What are the key points you have to understand? The first one is we can understand that political unrest is happening in Bangladesh. Why? What is the reason? Do you remember the reason? Because of what? It has been long back, ma'am. YouTube students, so what is the reason? Yes, because of reservation policy. So what is that reservation is about? Okay. Okay, in 1971 war, so which is called as Bangladesh Liberation War, so who have participated, so for their family members, so reservation is provided by the government. Okay, so what are the allegations against Sheikh Hasina? So even the Supreme Court said that we have to reduce that reservation to 5%, but that had not been passed. Next, even she used one word called as Razakar. Yeah, this is also one important reason behind the protest. Okay, so here we can understand that there is political interest and even people of this Bangladesh, they are not at all, they don't want to leave this Sheikh Hasina, they want to bring them back and she should be punished. So there is political unrest which is going on. And this one here is, actually we signed extradition treaty in 2013 which provides a legal basis for Bangladesh to get Hasina back. Okay, so in this way we can see that whenever we are signing this agreements with the two countries, we can increase cooperation and even we can resolve this kind of issues. And next one here is, we can understand that there is human rights violations. So there was many allegations against this Sheikh Hasina regarding the violation of the human rights, and because of this they are prompting international scrutiny. So even other countries also saying that yes, we have to go for scrutiny for this human rights violation which happened in Bangladesh. Okay, so see about this extradition treaty between India and Bangladesh which was signed in 2013. So India and Bangladesh signed this treaty in 2013, but later on even in 2016 we amended this extradition treaty so that the process of exchanging of fugitives will be very fast. So can you say about what is the success of this extradition treaty? Yes, we signed in year 2013 and even we made changes in 2016. So do you know any success stories? No? So whenever you are writing anything, you need to know about even success stories. So how far it is? Even in yesterday's question I gave about, what is your opinion regarding, what is that question? I forgot that question. Okay, CRZ, coastal zone regulation, CZR. So how far it is useful? How far it is addressing the issue of environment and as well as development. So here in this way, if you know, yes, you will be getting data regarding what is this extradition treaty, what are the provisions under this, what are the exemption, but you have to see even whether it is success or it is a failure. So if it is a success, you have to know some examples. If it is a failure, if you have to know some examples, then only you can write at least conclusion in the, if the question is demanding about comment or examine. So you have to give the example. So for that part, you have to prepare in this way. So no one will be teaching all this, okay? So you have to do something searching. Okay, so here if you see, this treaty was established. Why we came with this treaty? Because especially in the northeast, what is the problem? Insurgency. So from this Bangladesh, the people, they will be coming and they will be residing in northeast. From northeast, they will be doing some crimes in India and they will be going and residing in Bangladesh. So if you're not having this kind of agreements, what happens? So can we catch them and can we punish them? No. So for that, we came up with this establishment of this treaty between India and Bangladesh. So many Bangladeshi militants like Jamaat ul Mujahideen Bangladesh, they sought refuge in Indian states like West Bengal, Assam, and we successfully extradited to Bangladesh. So this is one success story. And apart from this, even we extradited Anup Chetia, a top leader of ULFA. So I said about there are some insurgent organizations that work in Assam. So one such organization is ULFA. So the leader, he went and he residing in Bangladesh. So at that time also, because of this help of agreement, we bought him back. Okay, so since we signed this agreement between India and Bangladesh, we are successfully extraditing these fugitives and as well as criminals under this treaty. So this is about the success of this treaty. So what are the key provisions of this treaty? The first one is the person who are charged with any crime or if he is found guilty. So for example, if he is any wanted criminal by the court, okay, and if any offense they are doing, so whenever extradition will happen, that is, so the both the countries, they have to consider that offense as a crime. And for example, if that crime requires a punishment of at least 1 year of imprisonment, including some financial crimes, that cases can be extradited. So if the cases which require the imprisonment of less than 1 year, this extradition treaty will not be applying. Okay, and even you have to see the principle of dual criminality. That means this offense should be punishable in the both the countries. So then only this extradition will work. And say this article at BRICS summit in Russia, Dovell may meet Chinese Minister Wang Yi. Okay, so what is this article is about? Okay, BRICS summit. Yes. So what is the thing that you have to focus? BRICS summit. Apart from this, yes, India-China relations. From which subjects we will see this article? Yes, from GS paper to IR under organizations. And here we have India and China bilateral relations. Okay, what you have to see here? Yes, we are going to have this BRICS summit, and for this BRICS summit, our national advisor, national security advisor Ajit Doval, he is going to visit this meet. And in this meet, even BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. So China will be also part of that. So obviously, India can have the chance. So can have the chance of meeting this who? China. So what will be the implication? So what we can talk? You have to think. What can we do? Yes, we can talk about LAC, whether we are going to resolve it, at least in this meet. Can we resolving it? No, we don't know. Why? So what can be done? Can we go to war? No. Then what? How can we resolve that issue? Let it be. Can we give the region to China? Will you compromise on land? Then what can we do? You will be not compromising on land. You will be not going for talks. You will be not going for war. But how can we resolve this issue? Shall we carry on it to next generations? No. Then what is the solution? Okay. So how many rounds of talks? And more than 30 rounds of talks, but they are not at all compromising. Then what is the choice? What is the action that we can do? What can we do? Think. If you are IFS officer, that is Indian Foreign Service officer, you have to involve in this kind of talks. Then what will you do? International relations? Tell me. Okay. So even in ICJ also, what are the judgment it came regarding UNCLOS? They're not following that. Mm. There are many countries involved there in South China Sea, but they are not at all listening. So can they listen just only India words in United Nations? Do you have that hope? Then what is the solution for India China stalemate? Hmm? What? War. Okay, so if you're going for war, so India is superior or China is superior in warheads, everything, technology? Can we beat with China? Yes. US will help. What about Russia? If Russia is helping China? Okay, so think about this. So how can we resolve this issue? Because if you're applying for IFS, then unfortunately, if you got this China for your career, means it will become very tough. So you have to have some diplomatic ideas from now onwards. So you have to be very diplomatic. Yes. Okay, you are saying about export diversification, right? So if you're doing export diversification, can we resolve this issue of China? Maybe. It will be? Yeah, that will further leads to increasing of tensions, right? Yes or no? Think. You can do it. Tell me, Srijna. So how we can resolve this issue between India and China? So you know about diplomacy, you know about warfare. So even our country said that we should not go for warfare. So we have to go for diplomacy. So how far it is feasible for India? Can what can we do, Kamar? Taking knife and killing everyone? No, right? Okay, so think about this, and I won't answer by today evening. I will be coming upstairs and I'll be asking about the answer for today, for sure. So think on this issue. So see this article at BRICS summit in Russia. Doval may meet Chinese Minister Wang Yi. So National Security Advisor Ajay Doval will attend a 3-day meet of BRICS and BRICS Plus. So what is this BRICS Plus? Yes, you may get question on this BRICS Plus. What is this BRICS Plus? BRICS Plus. Yes, some other countries. Can you tell me which countries? Uh, uh, come on. YouTube students. So which are the countries part of this BRICS Plus? Okay, so here if you see in this BRICS and BRICS Plus high meeting, so we are going to attend from India, who is a representative national security advisor, and he is also having a chance with engage with even China on the sidelines of this meet. So what is BRICS Plus? So BRICS Plus is a global platform which is focusing on innovation and diverse collaboration, and especially it is focusing on 186 countries. So actually there are some plans of including other countries and to expand the membership of this BRICS, that is called as BRICS Plus. So especially countries like Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and UAE in 2024, and because these countries are committed towards global economic advancement. And especially this platform is focusing on innovation, and as well as they are focusing on positive impact across the world. Actually, this BRICS Plus idea had been came up by China in year 2017 itself, because it wants to increase circle of friends so that it can increase its expansionist policy. Okay, so see here one more article. Center signs 26,000 crore rupees contract with HAL for 240 MKI-30 jet engine. So you have to see what is a jet engine and with which country help we had developed that, whether it is indigenous or not. So what are the applications of that jet engines? Okay, clear? So this is from your science and technology, and there is a very less chance of getting any question, but you should be aware of that. So see here one more article, India UAE Inc. Pact for Civil Nuclear Cooperation. So yesterday itself I said, so whenever that king who is visiting India, he will be not going with empty hands in return. So he will be making some agreements. So they made agreements in nuclear cooperation in civil. So what is a civil nuclear cooperation? What is a civil nuclear cooperation? What is the meaning of that? Civil nuclear cooperation. Tell me what is that? Okay, nuclear things or nuclear cooperation can be seen in how many areas? So where we will be using this nuclear technology? Yes, in war. And next one is civil purpose. So we will be having nuclear reactors where they will be generating energy, that is electricity. So we can use for development of the country, like for the domestic needs of the people, that is called as civil use. So if you are using for war, that is another kind of use. So here we made agreements in ensuring nuclear cooperation for civilian use. That means for the citizens of India, not for war. Clear? Okay. So from which subject we can connect this? Okay. So science and technology, society, international relations, and even from your environment and ecology, because we are transitioning from non-renewable energy towards renewable energy sources. Okay, clear? So actually they also talked about LNG supply. So recently with which country we came up with this LNG agreement in our Prime Minister visit? Can you recall? Yes, from Brunei. Okay, and here also we are talking about LNG supply. So we are diversifying our exports. We are not depending on one country for our LNG. So we are also getting LNG from this West Asian and as well as Southeast Asian countries. Clear? So in this way you have to connect. So whenever you are writing about LNG supplies of India, mains answer, you have to write Brunei and as well as this UAE. Clear? Okay, if you see the context, it says that India and UAE signed a landmark memorandum of understanding for civil nuclear cooperation during the visit of Prince to India. And there is no need of remembering this name of Prince, you can't even remember also. So see the details, what are the key points? The key points here is, because of this memorandum of understanding, we can understand that these two countries, they want to collaborate and they want to improve nuclear energy capabilities, because India is also very forward in this nuclear technology, and even we are also having thorium reserves, so which is also one of the nuclear fissile material that we can use for nuclear plants. So here, and even we are focusing on nuclear safety as well. So whatever the agreement we had, so in this agreement we are focusing on nuclear safety and as well as technology. So especially this says about the commitment to responsible energy use. And this one here is, we also came up with trilateral framework, not only this agreement between India and UAE, but even France is also involved here, so that we can enhance diplomatic strategy and even we can enhance regional energy security, and as well as we can ensure collaboration. And this one is, we are also focusing on LNG supply agreement and even food parks initiatives. So what is this food parks? Any idea? Mega food parks in our country. So as you all know that in agriculture, even though food productivity is there, so there is a very huge wastage of food is happening in our country. So for that, if you want to decrease the food wastage and if you want to increase the income, we can use these food parks. They are nothing but, what are they? Food parks, food processing industries. For example, if you see like tomato, so sometimes it will be even 2 rupees, 5 rupees per kg. If you take 1 kg tomato, if you can prepare at least 1 kg of sauce, what is the cost of 1 kg of tomato sauce? It will be more than 200, it's not a minimum 200. So in this way, rather than wasting or dumping these tomatoes into dumping site, we can go for processing of that, so that we can increase the income of farmers. We can achieve the aim of doubling of farmers' income of our country. Is or no? And even, do you know about this I2U2? What is this grouping? I2U2. I is Israel, one more I is India, one U is UAE, yes, USA. So here, whenever we are involving this kind of increasing collaboration with this UAE and India, so we can also increase significance of I2U2. Okay, and this one is, even we are going to get good amount of investment from this UAE, so that we can also enhance India's nuclear sector, and we can also diversify our energy sources so that we can even enhance bilateral trade between these countries. Okay, so you have to see about what is I2U2. So I2, it is nothing but India, Israel, UAE and US. So it is also referred as West Asian Quad or Middle East Quad or New Quad. So in yesterday's class itself we discussed about this quadrilateral dialogue, right? And there is one more article, two anti-submarine warfare vessels for Indian Navy launched at Cochin shipyard. So what is a submarine? Submarine. So recently the submarine is in news. Why? So recently we made an agreement to help which country? Submarine rescue agreement. Very good. Very good. Submarine rescue agreement between India and which country? Recently in news. I think 2 to 3 days back. Yes or no? They are using sonar and they can identify where the submarine is there from surface to 1000 meters. I am saying all the details, but I am asking you only one thing, which country, with which country we made that? So tell me about types of submarines, diesel submarines and nuclear submarines. So which are advanced? So what are the advantages of this nuclear submarines? Okay, why we need submarines? For defense, for what exactly? Okay. Uh, okay, so it is a part of nuclear triad. But with which country we made this agreement? South Africa. You have to revise things. If you are like this, then you can't recall anything in your exam. Okay, with South Africa, we made this submarine rescue agreement. Okay, so you have to see what is this submarine and see this article. Case of clad 2 mpox confirmed, not part of current WHO emergency, says government. So recently, this mpox had been declared as public health emergency of international concern, right? And if you see why we discuss that, because now there is a number of cases which had been filed in which continent? Africa. Okay, can you tell me some areas? Which countries in Africa? Congo. Tell me all the countries, whatever you recall now, tell me. Okay, tell me why why WHO declared as this mpox as public health emergency of international concern. Why? Okay, because of spreading rapidly. Next. Okay, so there is less availability of vaccine. Can you name the vaccine name? Next. I gave you mains question also on this topic. And I guess many of you wrote. Next. Okay, revise the topic once again. See what is this mpox, what is this clad tube. Actually, we identified the new variant of this mpox, which is rapidly spreading. Actually, in those areas which had not ever recorded even a single case of mpox, now there are a number of mpox cases had been filed, and many deaths are happening because of this mpox. And actually, there was a need of 10 million doses, but 0.2 doses were available. Okay, so because of this, and see this article, taking TB seriously. So actually we came up with a new treatment regimen for this TB. What is that? BPAL. What is this BPAL? Bedaquiline, peromonodate. Next one is linezolid. Okay, so what are the advantages of this BPAL? Reducing the time from 6 months. Next, even it is having very less side effects and cost is also very less, and even there is increased compliance. Okay, there is less chances of getting resistance to this drugs, right? Okay, so here finally BPAL got approved in our country. So because of this is in news. Okay, already I gave the mains question on this. So the same thing which is given here, what are the advantages, what are the challenges, that's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And see this article, on the challenges to road safety in India. So is road more safety and secure in our country? So what are the reasons for road accidents? How many of you ride bikes? Uh, so what are the reasons for these accidents in our country? Okay, traffic rules. Will you follow? No. Shameless. Will you follow the rules? Road rules? No. Why are you preparing for UPSC? If you itself not following the rules, and how can you make the people in our district to follow? Yeah, we are Indian, so you should not say like this. Kamar, you should be matured. Okay, see here. So recently one report had been released. So after this class in afternoon time, so please make down the note of this data. So India's status report on road safety 2024 had been released, and this report had prepared by IIT Delhi. It says that whatever the international goals are there, like to decrease road accidents, and thing here is we are very slow. We are not at all following that rules in our country. So we are also making a very slow progress in achieving that target. So what are the reasons here is road construction, mobility, etc. So here my question is, so please try to see what are the reasons for the road accidents in our country. Okay, I will be giving you the main question on this topic. So if I give, obviously you will be searching about that. Okay, because it is very important. So after this class, I will be posting the question on this. And see here, overall 70% of child deaths in India are linked to malnutrition. So how malnutrition is linked to the child deaths? So do you have any idea? What is malnutrition? What is malnutrition? The people, they are not taking proper balanced diet. So why they are not taking the diet properly? Poverty, hunger, low income status, if they are belonging to below poverty line. Next. Okay, no proper sanitation is also an important reason. Next. Genetics. Okay, so here this article is saying that 70% of child deaths is happening in India, they are linked to malnutrition. So actually this deaths from malnutrition is very high in low income countries, especially it is very high in African countries. So here you have to see about what are the reasons, and in these reasons you have to include about sanitation, and as well as because of infectious diseases, and also tropical neglected disease is also one important reason. And here you have to see what are the measures can be taken, and here you have to see this graph, and here you have to see like which country is having more amount of deaths. So they gave the data here, and even here you can see like what happens in this malnutrition, especially some children, they will be having very low birth weight, and some children, they are having underweight, wasting, stunting, okay, vitamin A deficiency, zinc deficiency. So all those things that you have to see in this chart. And next one is the role of district agro-met officers in supporting farmers. So how many of you from agriculture background here? Okay, if you are from agriculture background, you will be knowing about who are this district agromet officer or officers. So have you ever went to that offices? Do you have any idea? Don't know about even this kind of offices will be there. Yes or no? So you are at least well educated compared to other people. You have to be knowing about this, right? So what are the organizations, how the government is helping for this agriculture people? Okay. So here this article is saying that, so in every district, we will be having this district agromet office. So actually, they will be giving information. What is the information they are giving? For example, we will be getting the forecast from IMD. What is this IMD? Indian Meteorological Department will be giving about weather forecast, when it's going to rain, so what is the temperature, so which areas they are going to be affected if there is any cyclone, tsunami, or everything, right? So actually, so whatever the information they are getting, so they will be giving this data in that district people, so that they will be they will try to at least decrease the minimization of risk. Okay. and they will be giving sub-district level agriculture advisories. They will be giving advisories. And next one here is they will be providing the data which is provided by IMD like rainfall, temperature, wind speeds to prepare agriculture advisories related to sowing, harvesting, usage of fertilizers, usage of pesticides, and as well as irrigation. So even you don't know about this, how other people, like illiterate people, they will be knowing about that. So here you can understand that if I ask any question regarding how these district agromet offices they are working means, what will be the answer? So what will be the answer? So if you went to interview, so if that interview panel is asking like what are these, then what will be your answer? So especially people from students from agricultural background, you will be getting this kind of questions. So they will be testing your awareness. Okay, so here before going into your interview, so you have to focus on like how this agriculture is there in your state. So what about the government? So how it is focusing on decreasing of mitigation, everything that you have to be well aware. Okay, clear? So you have to see this article also after once this class is done. So I will be giving you a question regarding road safety in our country. Okay, you have to write answer for that. And before writing an answer, so see that data which is given in this text and context. Okay, so these are the articles which are appeared in our today's Hindi newspaper. So by this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching, and if you really like this class, hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IS Academy.